Hey, what's up everybody? Bdf 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I hear President Trump, still got to call him president because he wants a president, is always a president according to how these work, found guilty of all counts of trying to fudge the money situation from the 2016 election. And it's all felony counts, but the way this works, because of however this goes, I don't know why it goes this way, but he may only have to do probation and or deal with fines. So he may not actually do any jail time and could in fact be running for president in spite of being convicted of a felony. You know, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I don't have any faith in either side of the political spectrum, neither Democrats nor Republicans. They both are fighting with one another about how best to support Israel, so why should I support them? They're all trying to step on one another so they can have power, but the power they want to use is going to be basically compromised by the stuff that we now know to be in place. So it don't really matter which one you vote for. You're basically voting for Israel. That's what you're voting for. Who best to support Israel? And listening to things, it seems like the Republicans want to support Israel even more than the Democrats do. So I don't support either. I don't trust either. I don't think the system is meant to make us successful. I think it's more so meant to make us under the thumb of Israel, really. I mean, that's literally what we've come to understand. The entire house is compromised by apex elected, paid for representatives. That's really what it is. Most of them are in AIPAC's back pocket, and you know, that's what it really is. AIPAC has truly shown us how to control the world. You buy all the politicians, you buy all the media, you buy all of the entertainment, and then you got a stranglehold on the entire world. And anytime there's anything that has to be done, it has to be run by you. And so we know that Israel is the hub for white supremacy and Zionism, which is a religious extremist cult that has been in power for a very long time, controlling things this very damn way. So that's what we come to know. People behind the curtain, they have a name now, and Donald Trump would just be another one of those individuals in place here to do their bidding. That is literally it. It ain't deeper than that. It ain't gonna be deeper than that. And they own the Arab leaders as well. They bought them as well, just like they bought us. They own pretty much the whole world, and that's what happens when you have a stranglehold on profit in every area possible. You get to control literally the world, because each and every government in place is going to run by you what should or shouldn't be done. That is why we see such brazen behavior from the IDF. It's because they move in such a way that has this type of power behind them. So they can do things that you would be called deplorable for and be supported by governments. They can literally chop a baby's head smooth off, and they're going to have people supporting them off of the sheer nature of who's behind them and what they control, who they control, and how bought and paid for the people they've paid for actually are, and how compromised they are based on God knows what evil sins they have been allowed to do, what nasty fetishes they're able to enact behind the scenes because of this power. See, that's what it really is. I think a lot of these people are doing horrible things in the dark, and Israel is very much not only allowing them to do it, but using it against them to keep them taking the checks and saying nothing else about whatever it is. So these people can literally kill babies, and because of the guilt and the paper, a good combination, a good portion of both will keep people silent in the presence of the greatest atrocities known to man. So that's what we've come to learn. This is what we now understand and know, that Israel has compromised just about every government in the Western world and the Arab world as well. They control them all. Everybody is afraid to offend Israel, and as a result, Israel has gotten to a point where it's like, all right, we got all this power. Now, let's enact what we were waiting to do for the last 75 years. Because that's all it is. The only reason why they didn't kill the Palestinians off is because they didn't have the power to get away with it in this fashion. What they didn't realize is that while they were trying to accumulate all that power, something called the internet was coming along. And the internet evolved in such a way that allowed for the things that they were doing to be seen in real time and captured forevermore. That's what they were not counting on. They were always going to rig the earth, but they didn't know that technology was going to expose them to the world. So now what it is that they've rigged is suddenly in complete jeopardy, and they've lost the people and the respect of the people, more or less. There's still a lot of people who don't know what's going on, but believe me, they will. They will very soon. There's still a lot of people who don't want to believe what it is I just described, but soon enough, they too will be outraged by the truth of it all, because it's not hidden anymore. It's just waiting for those who haven't heard of the truth to hear of the truth. But that's what the world has got going on right now, man. That's exactly what it is. So when I hear stuff like, oh, Donald Trump has been convicted, but can still run for president right now, it's like, oh, well, he'll be in office if AIPAC's once in there. If not, then Biden will continue to be in office. But either way, AIPAC got him under control, man. Either one, it doesn't matter. They own the house. And both sides agree that Israel is our ally, which means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, because even if they were to be considered not our allies, these people would still use that jargon with their mouths because AIPAC pays them to. And so this is what it really is. This is what the evil of the earth is really about. When we talk about the evils in this world that control everybody and control the land, the evil the Lord has always wanted us to not adhere to, and the evil in high places that are often talked about in biblical terms, this is that. We're seeing the crux of how the devil works in the earth, you know, and then you see a lot of people supporting that because, quite honestly, they've been taught to. They've been taught to believe that it's okay to destroy people in the name of your own self-preservation, and that you are above them, so you would never question whether or not it's okay to do so. When you have that crap embedded in your skull for long enough, you start to think that what your actions are always fine because you've been chosen by the divine to do whatever, however it goes. And then from there, anyone who questions you is wrong, regardless of whether or not you would otherwise see what your actions would be as right or wrong. It's foolproof what they believe in regards to them being supreme. And even if they make mistakes, it's the rest of us who need to be held accountable for the mistakes we make because they've been chosen. See what I'm saying? So it's a propaganda that is foolproof in a sense that if you truly believe it, no matter what truths, quote unquote, come your way, you're still going to see yourself as the supreme, and that anybody who goes against you is to be destroyed and or tortured or whatever the case may be. So you're never going to question it. You're never going to question it. And so it's a genius propaganda, really. It's a genius way of controlling things. And the way they've been able to do it is being absolutely ruthless, steadfast, and silent as it pertains to their intentions. They put in their books, don't tell the truth about this, don't tell the truth about that. Always believe yourself to be the supreme, and always believe that the others are meant to either lead you toward the best in things in life or be under your thumb. Like, that's literally what they think the rest of us are about. So when you start really understanding what the Zionists movement is really about. It's about controlling literally everything, and then from there being able to do whatever you want, and whatever they choose to want happens to be genocide in 2024. They want to kill the Palestinians. Why? I'm not really certain why they feel these people are the sons of Amalek. But even if they were the sons of Amalek, the way this actually works is that as long as you follow the crap they follow, you too are a Jew. Not a real Jew, but, you know, a Zionist Jew. So that is also foolproof in and of itself, because now, even if it turns out I'm not indigenous to this land by way of my religion, of whom anybody can become a part of so long as they agree to this I do, we can say we're indigenous to the land. That's why you see so many people from all over the world believing themselves to be Jews, and Zionist Jews that are entitled to the Israeli/Palestinian land. It's because anybody and everybody can join the gang, so long as you down with what we doing. So even if you want to run a test on these people to say, yo, you're not actually from this land, but we're of this faith. And that way, it's also foolproof in the sense that we're still entitled to this, because it's about what the faith you follow, not your religion, your ethnic background. See, that's what I come to understand too. It's like that's also foolproof in and of itself, because now if you've proved these people ain't actually supposed to be from the land, they say, yes, by way of what we believe religiously, we are Jewish and you are Gentiles, so therefore we deserve the land. Yeah, but you're not Jewish, you're Polish. Well, I follow the Torah, so therefore. And that's how they get away with that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? This is what I've come to understand. I'm paying attention to this garbage. So it's foolproof evil, man. It ain't nothing short of evil. It controls the entire land. It's in need of a God to wipe it off the earth so that it can't make excuses for continuing to kill people in the name of its very own exhaustion. Its very own exhaustion. It's religious extremism, racism, bigotry, all wrapped up in one. That's really what it is, and it's truthfully meant to force everyone to join it, really. Join us. We're on the winning side. We control everything and we do whatever we want. See, this is what you need to do. That's exactly what they're doing to the world. That's exactly what they're doing in the world. They're trying to get everybody to join them and be on the side of the Zionist movement so they can continue to colonize each and every land there is, and eventually the whole world will be in their control. As we understand it, the world is not fully under their control, which is why they're still fighting to wipe people off the lands that they want to wipe them off of. They want to take over the entire Middle East, not just in having politicians in their back pocket, but having their own politicians in place and calling those lands Zionist lands. This is the move. It's colonization. We're in the middle of a 1,000-year plan, basically. And they started taking over lands 500, 600, however long years ago. This is what their intention was, to take over every part of the globe. Colonize it, wipe the people off of the land, stick their flag on it, throw their politicians in place that will all link up and together with one another so that they can move a certain way. They want China, all of the Orient. They want Russia for certain. They want, you understand what I'm saying? Like, they want all of this. They control most of it, but not in a way that allows them the stranglehold to force people into whatever horrible things they'd otherwise want them to do. Force us into slavery again all over the globe. Various different things that they probably want the right to do. Have you turn your children over to sex slaves to them. All different types of weird stuff that they truly believe in would never tell you that right now because they don't have enough control to tell you that right now. So that's what I've come to understand. That's exactly what we're dealing with here. That's exactly what we're dealing with. And then some. I'm sure it's more to it than that. But that is where we're at. So, brown people of the earth, definitely do not join Zionist movement. You are not a Jew as they understand it to be, as they want you to ultimately become. You are not going to be that. If you were Jewish, you were an original Jew. You were supposed to be following the original ways, not this Satanist, you know, jargon that they're really actually on. Yeah, man, it's exactly what it is. And so, as I come to understand it, I just use my spiritual prayers and my understanding of God I serve, and understanding, hey, they're gonna fail one way or another, because what they're behaving as if there is no God, as if they've proven to themselves and others that there's no God. And that is a mistake. That is a mistake, man. That's the biggest mistake these guys are making. Is thinking that just because they have a grasp on so much that they behold what there is to behold. There's so much more there that they don't see. So much more there they have yet to discover, that would otherwise turn them and shift them in such a way to where they realize this plan they've been on for the last 1,000 years would be futile. It's going to disappear so much quicker than it was put together. They don't get that yet. And I don't know that it's meant for them too. But whatever the case may be, it's me telling you, they're going to fail. Something is going to go terribly wrong with that entire plan, and it ain't just us seeing them do what they do and be outraged by it. Something else coming for their ass. So they need to just understand that some of us are spiritually inclined enough to know that what they're doing is a mistake. Not just evil, not just horrible, but a literal mistake. They are in error in something that they're putting together, something that they're adding in their heads, something that their forefathers told them that was going to be foolproof and work. Something about that math is terribly wrong. That's what my spirit knows. And they're going to find that out soon enough. You know, I heard something in my head. It's just a thought in my head. But they will burn. And yeah, you know, if you believe in heaven or hell, then anybody who does evil of any kind is going to have to face some sort of burning of some sort. You know, we all got to burn for our sins, but that is not what the energy was that came my way when this thought came to mind. No, no, no. It's something else. Something else is coming for the Zionists. And when it hits, I think we'll know, anybody see this video will know what it is that I was referring to here. Even though I don't necessarily know what's coming for them, something is coming for them, and it's going to burn them. That's what I heard in prayer last night, right before going to sleep. They will burn. So I don't know what that means, man. Maybe it means just after they die, they go to hell. Maybe it means something entirely different. But I'm telling you, Israel, you got something coming for you you don't see coming. Bdf 44. I thank you all for watching.